This cow's hoof is completely full of infection. You're watching the Hoof GP YouTube channel, and in this video we hope to help this cow as much as we possibly can.
Come on girls, let's go. Come on. Don't push each other so hard. Kevin tells me this girl has got a problem. See how her back is really arched? That's because she's trying to keep weight off one of her feet. Believe it or not, cows distribute their weight using their heads, because it's like a counterbalance. If you think about it, their head leans right over the front end of the body, so if they put it down, they can actually take weight away from their back feet quite effectively. Clever stuff. So Kevin does a fantastic job for me. I don't always get to see every cow coming out of the pen. So Kevin's like a spotter, if you like, a wingman, but not in that sense, where he'll spot any cows that are super lame, because sometimes their feet can look so good when they're in the crush that you think there's nothing wrong. So unless you've seen them walking, you're not particularly looking for anything wrong. This cow though, cow 207, is the lamest cow in here today. So we're definitely going to try and find out what is wrong with her.
It's not always the case that we can actually help a cow, and until we lift her feet in the air, we truly have no idea whether or not we can. First off, we crack the grinder out to make sure that her feet are completely balanced and correct, so that the weight-bearing surfaces of both feet are the same, i.e. the same amount of weight is going through each toe, if that makes sense. In this cow's case, her feet have been well looked after, and nothing obvious is showing up straight away. But that definitely doesn't mean she definitely doesn't have a problem.
I must admit, I thought we were going to find something fairly serious wrong with this cow, because her back is really arched. Those are calves in the background, by the way. Not sheep in pain. They're hungry. Well, they're not hungry. They're not hungry. They are hungry. They know it's breakfast time. Just need to be really careful. Check up in between her feet, because she's not walking fantastically. We need to know what's wrong. But her foot looks pretty good. There's nothing wrong around in the front. Move on to the next one.
This may sound very strange, but weirdly, it's actually quite disappointing not to find anything wrong with that back left foot. I'm hoping we find a problem with this back right one, so that we can explain why she's not walking particularly well, and she's clearly in some sort of pain. However, we're not off to a very fruitful start.
This is sole hemorrhaging. It's basically like an ulcer in its infancy. This is bruising, hemorrhaging. The sole inside her body, not her ghostly sole, the sole inside her foot is bleeding, because there's too much weight on this part of the foot, and us balancing up the foot and removing this part of her sole will really help to alleviate that and stop it progressing into a full-blown adult ulcer. This side of the foot, the medial claw, so the inside one, lateral, medial, lateral, outside, medial, inside. This medial claw takes less of the cow's weight when she's walking, so usually suffers less from bruising like this, which is why we don't need to model it out. This is called modelling. We don't need to model it out quite so much. Again, there's nothing majorly wrong with this foot. Just a big lip here.
Although the bruising is clearly an issue and she will be feeling it, what we're doing right now will have completely fixed it.
And that's her. Done. So as she's walking away right now, you can see her head is down, her back is arched, she's walking tentatively. This is a cow that needs to be housed on straw for a while. Her feet are feeling really tender, although they don't look it. And when we pressure tested it with hoof testers, she didn't react. She clearly isn't feeling all that fantastic, but there's nothing us as hoof trimmers can do about this. This is a case where Metacam would be a fantastic option. Metacam is a JAG that basically reduces inflammation. It's a pain relieving medication that isn't antibiotical in any way, but does help cows massively get over little incidences like this. See, I'm still lisping because I got those things in my mouth. Can you hear it? Is it just me thinking that, or is it you guys as well? Invisalign. It's weird, I know. It's not vanity, I'm just trying to make sure my mouth isn't totally messed up forever. Right, next cow.
And actually, next farm as well. These are hoof testers, and we're testing to see if she flinches at all from where I think the pain is coming from. Her whole hoof looks good, but this spot is the part I'm betting on being the problem. First off, we make sure this hoof is the correct length and correct height, just as we did with the cow in the previous clip. And as soon as we start to do it, a small black dot begins to appear. The area where the black dot is becoming apparent is zone 2 of a cow's hoof, and this is usually where cows injure themselves from turning hard or harshly on concrete. We're used to seeing this as hoof trimmers, so I wasn't surprised to find exactly what I did in the next few swipes of the knife. I don't mean to be impatient, but this is simply taking too long. I don't want the cow to be in the crush for any longer than she absolutely needs to be, and that's not because I'm impatient. It's because cows don't want to be in the crush, and I want to make sure she goes through as little stress as possible. We then apply a block using this slimy green glue. Just look at how long it takes to set up. I wiggle it around for a few seconds as it's still fluid. Wait 1 or 2 seconds, and then we can let go because it's already set up and began the hardening process. Then it's on with the trim and the big reveal of what lies beneath these outer layers of hoof horn. I know because of the pain this cow was in before she came into the crush that this hoof is being ravaged by infection. What I don't know yet is the full extent of her problems, but believe you me, within the next minute or so we will all know exactly why she's in so much discomfort. If you look at where I'm trimming away, we can all see a split in the hoof horn. This is called a double sole, and it happens when there's an infection underneath what we can see on the outer layers of the hoof capsule. I need to press down hard with my thumbs to understand the extent of the cavity beneath, so that I know exactly what I'm aiming for in terms of hoof horn removal. I'm carefully stripping away what I can with my knife, and beginning to realise that this cavity extends all the way down to the toe, and have a sneaky suspicion it also extends up the way towards her heel, which is something we'll find out in a moment or two. With this swipe of the knife, we reveal that the abscess has made its way all the way up to the heel bulb of her foot. No wonder she was in so much pain. Can you imagine the whole entire sole of your foot being swollen and infected, and the pain it would cause you every time you took a step? And with that, we're just about finished. We just need to tidy up this little grass puppy's hoof just that little bit more and compare the before and after. You would never have thought that lay beneath such a nice looking hoof.
That's one of the hazards of trimming outside. Iodine gets blown around in the wind and she stinks a lot. You see, some cows we can do almost nothing for, and that's unfortunate, but you need to rule out that it's a problem with our feet in the first place. So actually just checking out and doing what we can, which sometimes is nothing, is doing a job in itself. But when it comes to cows like this one, obviously there's a huge amount we can do, and she will be miles more comfortable because of this. As she walks out, again, I'm really sorry, but I didn't get her walking before, but trust me, she is walking far, far better than she was just 5 or 6 minutes ago. This has been the Hoof GP, guys. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.